Hello children, this lecture is on the story of class 8, how the camel got his hump. Here in this story, which is a fiction, we will see how did the camel get his hump. The story starts in this way. In the beginning, when the world was new and the animals were just beginning to work for man, there was a camel, and he lived in the middle of a howling desert because he did not want to work. He ate sticks and thorns and prickles, and when anybody spoke to him, he said, "Hump, just hump and no more." So, in the very first paragraph, we see it is about the earliest time when the world had just started or had just been created. That time human had just started to keep the animals or use the animals for their own work. And it is about a camel. As we know, camel lived in desert. Here this camel also lived in desert, but one of the feature that is told in the story that particular camel didn't want to work. What did he eat? He ate usually the sticks and the thorns and prickles. And when anybody spoke to him, that means anybody asked him anything or told him anything, he just replied, "Hump," nothing else but hump. Now, in the second stanza, presently the horse came to him on Monday morning with a saddle on his back and said, "Camel, O camel, come out and trot like the rest of us." So a horse came to meet the camel on Monday morning, and it was saying to come and trot like us or trot like the horse. So what is the meaning of the word trot? Trot means to move forward at a speed that is faster than a walk. We know how does a horse work? So it is the walking style of the horse. So the horse invited the camel to trot like them. "Hump," said the camel, and the horse went away and told the man. But as usual, as per his habit, the camel only replied, "Hump," and it did not move. Presently the dog came to him with a stick in his mouth and said, "Camel, O camel, come and fetch and carry like the rest of us." So next a dog came to the camel, and it also asked camel to come with them. "Hump," said the camel, and the dog went away and told the man. And obviously the camel replied the same to the dog also. It only replied "hump," and the dog went to the man and told the same. "Hump," said the camel, and the dog went away and told the man. Presently the ox came to him with the yoke on his neck and said, "Camel, O camel, come and plough like the rest of us." "Hump," said the camel, and the ox went away and told the man. After that an ox came to the camel and asked him to come and plough like them. As we know that ox or the bull, they are used for ploughing the earth, ploughing the soil, ploughing the ground. So the ox asked the camel to do the same. But what was the reply from the camel? "Hump," said the camel, and the ox went away and told the man. At the end of the day, the man called the horse and the dog and the ox together and said, "Three, oh three, I am very sorry for you. But that hump thing in the desert can't walk, or he would have been here by now. So I am going to leave him alone, and you must work double time to make up for it. So when the day passed, they ain't the man under whom all of these animals were working. He called them all together. And what he said? He said that he was feeling very sorry for them, and he also told this type of reply, that means sitting idle or eating only, would not be allowed at the desert. So the man decided to leave the camel alone in the desert, and he took away all three animals with him, and also told them that they had to work for the double time. That means they had to work twice for the man to cover up the part of the camel. That made the three very angry, and they held a panchayat on the edge of the desert. And the camel came chewing cud and laughed at them. Then he said hump and went away again. Obviously, these three animals, the horse, the dog, and the ox, they got very angry because they thought that because of the camel they had to work more. So they held a panchayat. Here panchayat means meeting or discussing among themselves. That time camel came there. It was smiling, not smiling actually, it was actually laughing, chewing cud. And after that, as his habit, he told only hump and went away. Presently, there came along the jinn who was in charge of all deserts, rolling in a cloud of dust. If you remember the story of Aladdin, or if you have seen the movie of Aladdin, you have seen there a genie. What is a genie? With the utmost power, it can do anything. Okay, so genie was there in that desert, and who was the undertaker of the desert? Means he controlled the whole desert. He came there rolling in a cloud of dust. Amidst the cloud of dust, he came there. Gene of all deserts, said the horse, is it right for anyone to be idle? Certainly not, said the genie. So when the genie came there, the horse asked him whether it is right for anyone to be idle. That means to be just idle and not doing anything. And obviously, the jinn replied in negative. He told that no, it was not right for anyone to be idle. Well, said the horse, there's a thing in the middle of your desert with a long neck and long legs, and he hasn't done a stroke of work since Monday morning. He won't trot. So horse told his part that there is an animal who stay in the middle of the desert with long neck and long legs. So about whom the horse was talking? Yes, the horse was talking about the camel. And he also complained that he didn't do anything from the morning. He didn't trot also like the horses. "Whew!" said the Jinn, whistling. "That's my camel. What does he say about it?" So the Jinn quickly understood about whom the horse was talking. He understood that it was the camel. "He says hump, and he won't plough," said the ox. "Very good," said the Jinn. "I will hump him if you will kindly wait a minute." So the Jinn sarcastically replied, "It's very good, but he will hump the camel." And he told the other animals to wait for him. So here the first part of this story end. We will see what happened in the second part. Did the jinn punish the camel, or what happened to him? Till then, revise it and enjoy the story.